So let's go ahead and keep going. So let's break down our 12 measures here. So we're going to start easy, and then I'm going to start adding some things in as we go, and then we're going to start looking at all kinds of different chordal options. So the first thing we do here is on the first 4 measures, this first line, we play the 1 chord for 4 measures. So let's plant ourselves in a key. Let's say we're in the key of A. So what we're going to do is for those first 4 measures, I'm going to play an A chord. Now, you might play an A down here, you might play an A here, you might play A up here. Again, that's a conversation we're going to get into a little bit later, but right now, A is A is A is A. We're playing an A chord for 4 measures. So we have to decide a tempo, and we have to decide a groove, right? So I'm going to do that, okay? Bump, 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 bump. So I'm giving it a triplet feel, so it sounds a little more like blues. And again, you'll notice that I like to lift these. That's what I love about bar chords is I can control all the strings. When I'm doing this, I can still control them, but it doesn't sound quite the same. So I'm using this bar chord. I can just lift my fingers, not take them off, but just lift them and stop that sound. So let's do that for 12 measures. So we got 4 measures, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So now we move to the next group of 4. Next group of 4 measures. So here what we're going to do is we're going to half this. We're going to go to the 4 chord for 2 measures, and the 1 chord for 2 measures. Okay, so we're on the second line now. So I'm going to go to the 4 chord, which is D, for 2 measures, then I'm going to go back to the 1 chord for 2 measures. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. Back to the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're on the bottom. Last 4 measures. Okay? And oftentimes this last 4 measures is, we call this the turnaround. Certainly the last couple of measures of this are referred to as the turnaround, and you're going to see why. So when we get to this last group of 4, we are now introduced to the 5 chord. So we're on this last group of 4 measures here. We introduce the 5 chord. We go 5, 4, 1, 5. 5, 4, 1, 5. And that last measure, certainly that 5 chord at the very end, is kind of key for all the musicians that are playing, because when we hit that 5 chord, it kind of tells everybody, hey, we're starting all over. We're going to go back to the top. So let's play this one. So I'm on this 5 chord here. I'm on E. So we're doing 5, 4, 1, 5. 5, 4, 1. 5. Now we start back over at the beginning and we do those first 4 measures of that 1 chord. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5. That's the basic 12-bar blues structure. Okay? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to play through that 12-bar blues. Now, you might be using A here and D here and E here, and that's fine. You might be using A here and D here and E here like I am, and that's fine. You might be using A way up here and D here and E here, and that's fine. Okay? Again, these are those ideas. Once I've assessed my situation, I start planning out my attack, which is what we're doing right now. Okay? Regarding, in relative to the tools that I have. If I don't know my bar chords, I can't do what I'm talking about right now. And again, a big red flag should go up for you saying, boy, I can see the importance of bar chords. I can see why I would want to learn these, okay? Because you need to know this to make your life a whole lot easier. Yes, you could play A, D, and E down here, but you can't play B flat down there. You can't play E flat down there, not comfortably. Okay, where there's this beautiful system that's built into bar chords that lets us move around the guitar and just drag our shapes, A, D, E, G, C, D, F, B, flat, C, bring those movements along with us, which is just really, really, really powerful for a guitar player. So let's play through this 12-bar blues together. You choose where you want to play. I'm going to count it off. We're going to play together, and we're using this triplet feel right now. Okay, again, that heartbeat, which is really dun 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 dun, but we're playing bump, bump, bump. Now, before we move on, I should mention, if we bring back that scratching idea, remember, at any time, I could embellish and add more stuff whenever I choose. Okay? I can lift. And make it more interesting. Okay? So I can combine that, and I will as we keep going. But right now, I'm going to play it very simple. If you want to embellish, and please, 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 I encourage you to do so. Okay? Just don't lose the groove. Don't lose the one, right? Stay where you are, and I'm going to count for you. But, just for future reference, you want to know where you're at. Don't get so far out that you lose yourself, because, again, that's what your practice would be about. So find your place wherever you want to be. Get ready and play whatever rhythm you're feeling comfortable with in terms of embellishment. Again, my triplets are all being done with down strums at this point. So here we go. 1 and 2 and ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure. Third measure. Fourth measure. Here we go to the 4 chord. Second measure. Back to the measure, or A chord, excuse me. Sorry about that. Here comes the 5 chord. So get to the 5, which is E. Here comes the D. And then back to the A. And for the final turnaround there, we go to the E chord. Now, 2 things I want to point out very quick. Well, 3 points. Number 1, it's hard to talk and play at the same time sometimes. But number 2, when you feel that change coming, like from 1 to 4 or maybe 4 to 1 or whatever, what you'll find a lot is that the drummer will start playing a fill, right? Or the guitar player will start strumming a little bit more, right? And again, listen to some of these songs that I've put in that Spotify playlist for you and hear those things. Because you learn and you go, oh, okay, so really what the drummer's doing right there is signaling for me, helping me to know that there's a change coming. It's pretty cool because we do it all the time. All of us do it. But as I'm playing, I'm thinking about that because in my mind, I can feel myself wanting to go in these first 4 measures. I get to that 4th measure, and then here comes that 4 chord. I'm gonna get back. Maybe just a little bit. Here comes that 5. A little bit more intense moving in there. You see that? 4. Now watch this at the end. See how I went ba-na-na-na-na-na. Now, I don't have to do that. There's a million things I could do. But that might be something that happens because, again, everybody knows, hey, guess what? We're starting over. So it's like this signal that tells everybody, here we go. We're going to start all over again. And there we're back on the 1 chord. So that's just a basic idea of how this works. Now, again, all of these things can be done with open chords, with bar chords. Maybe you're just playing power chords. Right? Whatever. What we're going to do now is we're going to start embellishing these ideas and give you some what I call chord creative, some different ideas of things that you can do to spice this up. But the first step is understanding how to play the blues. We're given a tempo, we're given a groove, and we're utilizing this 12-bar structure. So before we start embellishing these chords, just a couple things I want to talk about. We're going to play a 12-bar blues now with a straight feel. Okay? Instead of doing the triplet feel, we're going to give it a straight feel. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a couple of common embellishments that you'll find within this 12-bar structure itself. Now, again, as time has gone on, there's a million things that can be morphed from the 12-bar structure that I've just given you. But this is the primary. If you and I met and we started jamming, and one of the things that we would jam very often first would just be a blues thing where we would just play together and you'd solo and I'd solo and we'd go back and forth, that sort of thing. And the 12-bar blues is going to be based off this idea.